Welcome to the Elliott Alert. My guest today is Brother Albert Brewer, and he is representing a nonprofit organization called Gloves, Not Guns.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, Brother Brewer, tell me, what's the concept of Gloves, Not Guns? I mean, what is that all about?
Yes, Gloves, Not Guns. Well, I'm a native of Pine Bluff, and I grew up in Pine Bluff, and and boxing is my passion, and so when I returned back to Pine Bluff in 1991, and boxing was literally, there was no boxing in Pine Bluff. As a native of Pine Bluff, growing up in Pine Bluff, that it was a program that kind of just kept us out of trouble, kept the kids out of trouble. Because first, let me just get a little background about me. Born and raised here, but when I was 10 years old, I was sent to a foster home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was foster home in Warren, so that's where I started. I took up boxing, and we used to compete against Pine Bluff and whatnot. So after 4 years of boxing home, I returned home, and then I started boxing for the Pine Bluff Boxing Club, and then I graduated, and then I went into the Army, and I wanted to box for the Army.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, I joined the Army when I was 17 years old. I went to a tournament in Fort Smith, and I saw this all-Army boxing team, and man, I was just so impressed. The whole 9 yard they had. How they the uniforms and the condition that they was. And I went to the coach, and I asked him. I said, "How do I join your boxing club?" And he said, "Well, first of all, son, you got to join the Army." Okay. So that was on a Saturday night. That Sunday evening. And when I went back home Sunday evening, I convinced 7 of my neighborhood friends to join Army. Monday morning, that evening, we was at the recruiter's office, because at that time when you joined the Army, you could select your duty station.
Okay.
And in the boxing, that team was from Fort Hood, Texas. So we all went down, and we all signed up for them. We took the test and all and whatnot. And so after I graduated in May, June, I was off into the Army. And so it was months later, after basic training and all that, I showed up at the gym, and I showed up at the gym, and the coach had forgot about me.
Right.
So anyway, 4 years, boxing for the Army. Oh my God! And I joined the Army because I wanted to make the Olympic team. That was my goal there, and I did. So my 4 years of the Army, I was special duty, and that's all I did. I just fought for the Army.
Wow.
And then as a matter of fact, in 1984, I was in 1980 to 1984 in the All Army when I fought. For the championship, the All-Army Championship, the winner for that would go to the quarterfinals for the Olympic trials there.
Okay.
But I fought a teammate, he beat me, and so therefore, after my Army, I came home. No, I came home, and then I went to Louisiana. I stayed there for about 4 years, and so I returned back to Pine Bluff in '91. Boxing gone. Well, there was no more boxing in Pine Bluff. So therefore, after about 8 attempts of trying to get the boxing started back in Pine Bluff. Scott Ladd, who's now the coach in the Pine Bluff Boxing Club at the Merrill Center, him and I started that boxing club there. We started there, and so therefore, I just wasn't committed to it. I kind of got away from it, but Scott continued on with the boxing club, and so a lot of the kids, I kept seeing a lot of the kids getting in trouble, and then the violence was starting erupting around here, and I kept on just noticing, So anyway. And I wanted to start another boxing. I wanted to start a boxing club, but I wanted to do something different this time. So, Gloves Not Guns, and I've noticed that a lot of kids. I'm old school. When we, there was a time when when we was little, we would fight. and then you know, a couple hours later we back friends.
Back friends.
But now it's just totally different. Man, the kids now, you know, they just scared to take a whooping. Yeah, they scared. You know, they want to go grab a gun. I believe. But two kind of people to carry guns. That's police and cowards. Okay. And so therefore, you know, I said, well, and I want to put a twist on it, you know, and which of course I wanted to do something different this time, and so therefore I wanted to the club to be also sponsored by a church.
Okay.
And I did several. I talked to several churches, and I don't know. And you know, I was a member of St. James United Methodist Church years ago, and when I joined St. James, it wasn't intention to
starting a basketball.
Yeah, to start in the boxing club. But you know, because I had several attempts, you know, several churches that had bigger facilities and whatnot, but you know, they weren't interested. And you know, just one day, I went in and I talked to Reverend Wilkins, and I said, Reverend Wilkins, I want to start a boxing club, and he said, sure. And I really just thought, he just said it so casual. I thought he was just pulling my leg. And the rest is history, man, you know. And we have done some tremendous things, you know, we're into our third year. And we have done some awesome things. We've been some awesome places.
And that's just in the first year of conception. So I know y'all have a lot more to go now. I have to go on break, but when I come back, we're going to talk about some of the boxing championships that you guys have won at such an early age.
Right.
And I want to give you a nice little shot.
Okay.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Is the seat supposed to be forward-facing or rear-facing? Did they move to a booster seat too soon? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Don't think you know. Know you know.
Welcome back to the Elliott Alert. My guest today is Mr. Albert Brewer, who is the director of Gloves Not Guns. And this boxing club actually takes kids from out of the community, some kids who've had some issues and some problems, and they actually teach them how in the correct way to fight. Now, I have to say that once you're in the club, you don't condone fighting at all.
No.
Because that's just a way to channel some of that aggression
exactly.
the right way. Is that correct?
Exactly. And you know, and one of the things that we know, we target some of the kids that have that aggressive behavior, you know, the fight and all and whatnot. That's what we target, but we accept all kids, you know, because, you know, boxing is a form of self-defense there.
Right.
And and the thing is that, and I always let the kids know that, once the kids is registered, his hands is legal. His hands is legal.
Right.
And so
now when you say once they're
registered,
their hands are legal, what does that mean?
I mean, if you're fighting in the streets, you can be charged, as using a deadly weapon there.
Right.
Yeah. And
because you've been taught to defend yourself.
Right. Yeah. And once they're registered with the USA Boxing, then your hands are registered. And before we register them, we know that they know how to defend themselves. And so, and which of course now, and I think we had pretty good success in our first year, because in our first year we actually had 2 kids that actually went to the National Silver Glove. We won one, we lost one.
Right.
And so, and that's a big accomplishment for a club that this young here. And also, now one thing that has really helped the boxing in Arkansas is, now growing up, there was a lot of clubs, especially Southern Arkansas. I think we're about the last club that's Southern. A lot of clubs are just up north, Hot Springs, Paris, and then there's about 3 or 4 clubs in Little Rock. But what has happened though is, when Jermaine Taylor, when he won the championship, the interest in boxing kind of picks
came
up.
Back.
Yeah, it kind of came back then. So we've been. And so there's been quite a bit of interest, but we've been successful on. There's been times that I have met many as 30 kids in the gym, and that's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids. So, I mean, with that many kids, how do you teach them, I guess, the art form? Because I guess it is an art form.
It is.
And then you got youth who are full of energy and already probably trying to spar and do other things. So
it's a task.
Yeah.
It's a task. But a lot of times though, through the training, because boxing is a very strenuous sport, and a lot of times what it does is, through the training, a lot of times it kind of weeds out a lot of the kids.
The ones who aren't serious.
Aren't serious, exactly. And so, but it's worth it though. I don't know. And from like I say, I just can't say enough that the success this club this young has had the amount of success that it has had, and I'm proud of all the kids, because one thing about the kids, a lot of the kids doesn't get chance to do a lot of activities, curricular activities at school, okay, because of behavior problems and whatnot. But with the boxing and what has happened here now in this program here, we've been able to take kids to New Orleans, Oklahoma, Missouri, and so in our little short term we have done a lot. The program has provided this avenue for these kids. Otherwise they wouldn't even.
Right. And then you're also talking about a vast majority of them who have maybe disciplinary issues, and to show them how to channel that aggression and to actually defend themselves or show them the right techniques in boxing helps that number, their self-esteem, also discipline, and also knowing, because you're a part of this club, you can't get in trouble.
Exactly.
You have to adhere to the norms of this club.
Exactly.
So, which is a good thing, because a lot of times our kids who are struggling with different issues seem as though they're like, I'm being punished anyway, so I'm just gonna go and do what I need to do. But with this club, what you say is, look, if you're gonna be a part of this, you're gonna have to stay out of trouble.
Exactly.
And the other awesome thing is that you have a church sponsoring it. Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about that?
And the thing about that is now, this church, the church, St. James United Methodist Church, is the first church that ever in the state of Arkansas that ever sponsor a boxing club there. And I don't know, I just have to give my hats off to Rev Wilkins, because he, he didn't think twice about this idea right here. And I can, sometimes I have to still pinch myself and say, wow, man, is this really happening here? And so And which of course, and then I'm proud of the kids too also, because the thing about the kids is that when they step into the ring, not only if they're representing themselves, they're representing the church, and they're representing Pine Bluff, and the kids have really done a real good job.
And a lot of those kids, when they win those specific medals and stuff, come directly to church and show the medals off, and the church supports them. Is that correct?
Oh my God, yes, tremendous support. Yes, tremendous. Yes, tremendous.
Now, we have to go on break, but when we come back from break, me and you may do a little sparring, and I'm gonna see what Mr. Brewer still got.
Okay.
So we will be right back after these messages.
All right.
When I was 6, I had one thing on my mind. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke. F-A-S-T. Fast.
So they say it's a man's world? Well, I don't see anybody's name on it. While they were out doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. We changed all that. Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Welcome back to the Elliott Alert. My guest today, again, is Mr. Albert Brewer, and he didn't want me to show you, the little sparring thing that we had, but he still got it. He still got it. Now, again, I want to thank you for coming and talking a little bit about it. Now, is it just youth, or can adults be a part of it now, or is it just high school, junior high? How does that work?
Well, the age is from 8 until 18.
Okay.
And believe it or not, this year, being that where we're located right here at UAPB, we're actually and have some UAPB students that is a participant of the boxing club, and I am excited about that, because when we first started, we had a couple of students, and just me personally, I was just targeting the kids there. But this year we opened up, and there have been because a lot of the kids, especially UAPB kids, they come from different cities, and they've done it when they was young, and so now they're a little older, and so. So this year we have opened it up to UAPB students there, and so I'm kind of excited about that. Have a couple of students that's got a little prior experience, and so I'm excited about that. And but the kids, but normally we try to target the younger kids, because those are the kids are the future of boxing, and which of course a lot of the kids, like I say, that we do target, they come from broken homes and whatnot.
Have some disciplinary issues. But the good thing about that is it's a sport to where, regardless of what your background is, you can use that to propel yourself into a national spotlight and bring more recognition to your not just your city, but your community.
Exactly.
And you can learn discipline.
Exactly.
Because you got to have discipline to be a boxer. It works your whole body and your mind, right?
And you know, and if I hope this young man don't mind, but I remember Donald Griffin. When Donald first came, we was with Pine Bluff Boxing Club when we first got started, and his mom came to us and said, take him, because he just loved to fight. It's like always fighting in school. Oh my God. And I have to share this story here. I remember we was fighting in shirt in his second fight. Man, kid was just beating him, and Donald just grabbed that kid and just body slammed him. Oh my God. Oh, how we gonna get out of shirt alive? Oh my God. But you know what? But the very next event we went to, I had Donald to go to the coaches meeting, and he apologized to those coaches. And Donald, you know what? Donald became one of the top boxers to ever come out of the state of Arkansas. And you know, and I mean, he went to the National Golden Glove couple of times, and now Donald is he's one of the finest Pine Bluff Police Department officers on the police department today there, you know. And it's just been so many kids that have come through the boxing program that have went on, you know. So,
and see that again, that's just a testimony on exactly how, if you redirect those kind of actions, how it can propel our kids into a different direction, because not all of them are going to become Golden Gloves and stuff like that, but what will happen is they'll learn discipline, they'll learn to eat, exercise, so you're looking at being more healthy, more focused, and also still being able to discipline yourself. Now, another thing is, I've seen you got girls there too. Is that correct?
Exactly, you're right. And we have, in which course there's a lot of girls that's in the boxing league, you know, and there's a big interest for girls. Now, me growing up old school, there was no girls, you know. So this is something new, getting used to me, you know, training the girls. But you know, we do have a lot of the girls, and which of course, I got to mention Aisha Green. She's one of the top boxers, and she's at Pine Bluff High. I think she's a 9th or 10th grader there.
Wow.
I mean, Aisha is one of the top fighters in the state of Arkansas, and I'm just looking forward to her this year. She's coming back this year. I'm looking for to have a good season with her.
And see, you just named several kids who have taken up that boxing mantle and applied discipline, focus, and I bet you once they do that, they do better in school too.
A whole lot better, better. And see, the thing about it is, and with boxing, you know, it's just like, you know, why y'all over at that church teaching? But no, we're not teaching boxing, you know. It's just another avenue to challenge this aggression. But then also, we don't have all the kids don't have that disciplinary problem. Sometimes it's just teach them just the art of boxing, you know, the discipline, the self-confidence, you know. Because when your peers know that you know how to use your hand, they normally don't try you. You know what I'm saying?
So they leave you alone.
They leave you alone. Yeah, exactly. So that's just one of the good things about this boxing here.
Well, I'm glad you came, and I want to ask you to tell people how to get in contact with, like if they have a child who's interested in boxing, or if they want to donate to Gloves Not Guns. How do they get in contact?
Okay, then. Now, we're located at 1000 North University. I mean, LA Prexley Drive, and if you want to get in touch with us, you can call the church, which is 536-6366. Or my cell phone, 870-329-3875.
Okay. So if anybody is interested in also donating to this wonderful cause, because it's gloves, not guns, and it's teaching our children how to actually deal with aggression in a positive way and get them more focused. And that's stuff that is desperately needed in our community.
In Pine Bluff, yes.
So what I want to say is, I want to let you know you have been just placed on alert.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.